Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Drux Milan Unboxing. Please follow me on Twitter at Drux Unboxing. I'm also a contributor to Ring Magazine, the Bible of Boxing, and please give the channel a subscribe. Now, as things slowly starts opening up with the COVID-19 pandemic, boxing seems to get a little bit better every week. And this coming Saturday in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the USA, it is a chance of the ladies to entertain us, and we're going to be seeing the First Lady of Boxing from Norway, Cecilia Braekhus, defending her undisputed world welterweight title against Jessica McCaskill, known as Cecilia. Now, Cecilia Braekhus has been around forever. She is recognized by Ring Magazine as a top pound-for-pound female fighter in the world. And she won the welterweight title way back in 2009, 11 years ago, when she beat Vinnie Skofgaard, a Danish girl. And that was for vacant WBA and WBC belts. Since then, she's been an absolute winning machine. She kept winning and winning, adding the IBF and WBO titles, and the IBO as well, if you count that belt as a world title. And she's been a winning machine, and she's made 25 title defenses since 2009, which puts her on a par with the great brown bomber Joe Louis. So if she beats Jessica McCaskill, it will be a 26 world title defense, which will set a new record for most consecutive world title defenses. Now, that's got a lot of old traditionalists up in arms. Can we, assuming that Braekhus wins on Saturday, can we compare to Joe Louis? Is she as great a fighter as the brown bomber? No, she's not. That would be like comparing apples and oranges. The female game does not nearly have a deep talent pool that the male game has. There's simply not that many good fighters around. Having said that, I think female boxing is better than it's ever been. We have some major stars in the female game, even though it remains a niche sport. We've got the undisputed female middleweight champion, which is Claressa Shields, and the undisputed female lightweight champion, which is Katie Taylor. Male boxing don't boast 3 undisputed champions, so that in that sense they are ahead, and the competition is definitely better. There are more female boxers around that are really good. But no, you can't compare to Joe Louis. But still, you have to say, being champion for 11 years, I think she won a world title in her 9th bout as a professional. To be a champion for that long takes some doing, and it's a remarkable achievement indeed. Braekhus, who is 38 now, is also getting on in years. Now, over the years, she's beaten some good fighters. She's beaten Anne-Sophie Matisse, a French girl who is the owner of a knockout victory over Holly Holm. Everybody knows Holly Holm. She's a girl who went to the UFC and upset Ronda Rousey. And she's also beaten Erika Anabella Farias, an Argentinian girl. So she's kept winning and doing it against decent opposition. She's 36-0 with 9 knockouts. And what is Cecilia Braekhus? What does the First Lady do in the ring? I think her best asset is her feet. She moves really well. She's got a very good sense of distance, and she takes her feet, uses her feet to take her out of trouble. So she likes to command the center of the ring, use her jab. She's got an accurate right that she throws over. If you can get on the inside with her, then she has got a nifty right uppercut and the left hook to the body as well. But she's primarily a boxer. She's a points fighter. There aren't as many knockouts in the female game. Braekhus in the 36-0 records only got 9 knockouts. So power is not a game, and you also have to keep in mind the distances are shorter, 10 rounds for title fights, and the rounds are only 2 minutes, which is perhaps also a factor. Now, Braekhus is going to be looking to set a new record, make that a 26 title defense, but Jessica McCaskill has got something to say about it. Jessica McCaskill 8-2 with 3 knockouts. Now, as I've said, the talent pool is not as deep, so typically you will see the female fighters go to championship status much quicker in their careers. McCaskill had to learn on the go with no real experience. She was thrown in against Katie Taylor in her first title shot for WBA lightweight. and she was competitive. Katie Taylor won clearly enough, but McCaskill gave a good account of herself. She made Katie Taylor work hard for it, and she chased her down in that ring, and she did manage to trap her in the ropes and on the corner here and there and make Taylor look very uncomfortable. So McCaskill is the stylistic opposite of Cecilia Braekhus. McCaskill is a sort of a slam bang but rough around the edges pressure fighter. She likes to get on the inside, and then she bangs her way to the head and body with hooks, and she's aggressive. She goes for it. Now, on paper, Cecilia Braekhus should be able to outpoint Jessica McCaskill. It shouldn't be a big deal. But McCaskill, after losing to Katie Taylor, won her first world title. She beat the same Erika Annabella Farias for the WBC female junior welterweight title, 140 pounds, super lightweight as some people call it. And in the next bout, she unified with WBA champion Anaïs Sanchez, and then beat Farias again on points. Now, Braekhus has also fought Farias. She beat Farias a lot easier than McCaskill did. McCaskill was a hard-fought decision. So Braekhus should have a beating of Jessica McCaskill. But, you know, I've looked at Cecilia Braekhus. She can be hurt. And one of her outings in 2018, when she went over to the US, she fought a girl called Kylie Reese, who was a bit raw. And Reese nailed her at a point and scored a flash knockdown and hurt her again in the next round. So she can be hurt. I don't think Jessica McCaskill is going to hurt her the way Kylie Reese did, because Reese has fought as high as middleweight. McCaskill is obviously coming up now from junior welterweight. I don't think she's going to hurt Braekhus or knock her out. She says she's going to, but I don't see that happening. But if I look at Cecilia Braekhus in her last fight, she's now switched to Anaïs Sanchez. Of course, most well known for training Triple G for a long time, but he also trained several other fighters, including the Norris brothers, you know, Terry Norris and Orlin Norris. But I think it's late in the career for Braekhus. And if I look at her last fight, she was fighting Victoria Bustos, another Argentinian girl in Monte Carlo, and she won easily enough. She was in cruise control, but Bustos is sort of struck me as a slow plodder, throws sometimes wide shots, and she throws ones and twos. And you know, you're not gonna get over the hill with Braekhus like that. But Bustos was able to tag Braekhus a couple of times. And McCaskill, to me, is a lot more dynamic, a lot quicker, a lot more explosive, rough around the edges. McCaskill makes mistakes. She throws her weight too far forward. Sometimes, you know, when the upper body goes here and the vertical, the leg base is still behind it. So she does make those mistakes. She's not as polished as Braekhus as you would expect. But I think all these champions who've had these really long runs at the top, it has to end at some point. And I think McCaskill has got a style that's going to trouble Braekhus. I like the fact that McCaskill works for body, because you've got to slow Braekhus down, because she'll move around you all night long. And McCaskill really goes to that body. And then I like the fact that McCaskill throws punches and bunches. She lets her hands go and she throws in combination once she's on the inside. Now, if she was able to pin Katie Taylor down in spots, Katie Taylor can move very well, then she must be half decent at cutting off a ring. So I think she is going to get to Braekhus in spots. And that is what McCaskill's going to have to do. She's going to have to chase her down, cut off a ring, make her uncomfortable, get on the inside and work her over. But iron out the crinkles in her game a little bit. None of the sloppy stuff. Braekhus, only one way that she's more of a points fighter, more of a boxer. She needs to command the center of the ring and play the long game. And I think also she's got a nice right uppercut, as I've mentioned, when McCaskill lunges in like that. Try and time her with a right uppercut and come over the hook, and then step out of her way or score that flush knockdown. Because that's the danger for McCaskill. Braekhus might be able to time her, make her hit the canvas. I don't think she will keep her there. Braekhus is not really a huge knockout puncher, like very few of the ladies are. But that might go wrong for McCaskill. But I just think I'm sticking out my neck now, because it'll be a big upset. I just think McCaskill is at the right time, at the right place. It's in the States. I get the impression the American judges, they like aggression and busyness a little bit more than the technical stuff. So I think Braekhus will dominate the long game. McCaskill will get on the inside and rough up Braekhus and give her some trouble there. And she will also have a moment. So I think it's going to be a good fight, a great blend of styles, the pressure fighter and the boxer. But I think McCaskill is going to make this a close fight like she did against Farias. I think Braekhus has just reflexes to me if I look at the Bustos fight. It could be that she wasn't motivated and she was just going through emotions. That happens to fighters as well. But I just think that she is losing a little bit of a step. And I think McCaskill can work her over on the inside and make those rounds close. So I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Jessica McCaskill is going to do it. She's going to squeak out another close, hard-fought decision and upset Cecilia Braekhus for the welterweight title. But we'll have to see. That's why they fight the fights. So we'll see Saturday night in Tulsa if a girl they call Caskilla is going to pull it off. Until we see each other again, remember to keep those gloves up.